Welcome to the show. Now, tonight, you may wonder what all this is about. Well, we decided, that's better, we would have a motorcyclist cheese and wine party. So come with me and we'll meet some of the gang. The thing is, of course, that it's a little noisy around here, to say the least. And I can't hear myself think, but I'm going to come through and talk to some of the bikers who you can see with me now. If you'd like to ask any questions about motorcycles or cheese and wine, then all you have to do is ring this number coming up on your screen now. Are you comfortable? Good. You will notice quite a lot of my hairstyles here. Bikers do find me a particular role model, is that right?
No, not really.
Yeah, have a look over there. You see, that's good, that's good. Now, a few facts before we go any further. 39,600 injury accidents in 1990. 659 motorcyclists were killed, and it accounts for 13% of all road deaths. And a lot of people think maybe motorcycles should be kept off the road. I used to think that perhaps motorcycles should be kept off the road and used only for entertainment. Perhaps this evening's programme will change my mind. What I didn't expect was to find young ladies riding motorcycles. How much do you have there throbbing away?
Rather more than you do.
Well, probably. That wouldn't be difficult. Answer the question properly.
500 cc's.
500 cc's, yes.
Yes.
And do you have people up on the back or not?
Not very often.
Not very often. Why not?
Prefer to ride alone.
You do?
Yeah.
I see. Is it true that most motorcycle men are very sexist or not?
Yes, they are, I think.
They are?
Yes.
You can be safe here, you know,
Yes.
they're well behaved. Do you use it to go back and forth to work on or not?
No, I don't. It's mostly in my leisure time, yeah.
It's your leisure
So,
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Are motorcyclists good on the road or not?
Yes, they are very good.
They
Better
are.
than the average car driver.
You think so?
Yes, definitely.
Right, okay, thank you. Let's move up here and look at some of the bikes now. We have I'd like to thank everybody before I go in case we don't get a chance to talk to them later for coming along. This bike here, your name, sir, is?
Neil Liversidge.
Neil. You didn't get the teeth from riding, did you?
No, they came with me when I was born.
Oh, I see, right, okay. Now
It's like
this...
your head, James. You
Is
know?
it? I was born with this. No, I wasn't born with this. I
bald
had less hair when I was born. I'll do the jokes. This is your customised bit here. Tell me about this.
That's right. It's inspired by the Ian Fleming novel Casino Royale.
Yeah. And in fact, the young lady who modelled for that is somewhere around tonight as well, isn't she?
I didn't know you brought.
She's over here, is she? I see. This is you, is it?
Yes, it is.
Can we see if there's a similarity or not here? I see. Yeah. Yes. Run away from him. Very, very nice indeed. You can get back on it for the moment. Let's go over here. This is probably more me, actually, when I think about it. This is Mr. Bolt, isn't it, over here? Yep. Another one of my hairstyles, as you can see. Could I ask you to jump off for a moment? This is a three-wheeler, and this looks really nice. You built this yourself?
Yeah, with some help from my friends, yeah.
Basically, what is it?
It's a motorbike engine with a carback axle on.
Is it easy or difficult to handle?
It's fairly easy, it handles quite well, yeah.
Uh-huh. And if I wanted to acquire one of these, how much would it cost?
It depends how much money you want to put into it, but you're looking at about £3,000–4,000, something like that, minimum.
Okay. Are there any other problems apart from obviously having two wheels at the back that this has, other than an ordinary motorbike?
No, it's got all the disadvantages of a car and none of the advantages of a motorbike.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed for this. Now, this over here, this is an interesting motorbike. Let me first of all talk to the owner. You're an artist.
Yes.
A sculptor.
Yeah.
And you made this yourself.
Yes.
Is it modelled on anybody we know?
Nobody you know, I shouldn't think.
Well, I don't know whether I know her or not, I must admit. Not
No,
in
it's
that
it's
position.
a combination of imagination, I think, and possibly one or two people I might have known in the past.
Is it a good ride?
Depends how you look at it.
I see. Well, could you hop on? Where is this? So this is the seat here. It's quite hard, actually, isn't it? Have we got a good shot of this? I hope we have. Do you on long rides? I mean, she's sitting there with a rather precarious look on her face, with her mouth wide open. I mean, don't you get sick of her not answering you back?
She does answer me back in my imagination.
Does she?
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you put the petrol, or shouldn't I ask? Oh, in the head. Oh, I see.
There's a little filler cap on
Yeah.
there that you can
Oh, very good. Like
place
that, yes.
your nozzle into that.
Yes. Do you get funny quips from people when you're...
All the time, all
yes,
the time.
I can think of a few. I probably won't.
People start to overtake you and then they stop and
Really?
carry on again. And
Because it's the legs out the back as well, isn't it, really?
yes, they don't quite realise what it is
Yeah.
until they get past you.
Is it comfortable to sit on?
It's comfortable to sit on. It's long distances, you tend to notice it.
Yeah. Well, I imagine it's lucky, really, it's not a bloke, isn't it, eh? Think about it. Now, over here, now, a lot of us say, look, those motorcyclists, I mean, they're a pain, aren't they? They get in the way, they're rowdy, they're noisy, they're dirty, they're dangerous. Well, if you see the bandit here on the road, stay out of the way, because he's only got one hand. Well, one proper... I mean, how on earth have you got the audacity to sit on a motorbike? You're a hazard.
No, I'm not. I've been riding 15 years without hardly an
15 years?
accident.
But this is kept together with bits of sticky tape and...
No, you're just looking at a piece of sticky tape covering a hole in the headlight. Stop
Oh,
the
I
water
see,
getting
yes.
in.
Yeah. This is roadworthy, is it?
Yeah, it's MOT, taxed, insured.
Uh-huh. Now, be honest and tell us what you actually do for motorbikes.
I'm the national rep for the National Handicapped Motorcyclists Association.
So you customise motorcycles so disabled people can ride them?
Yeah.
Yeah, OK. We're going to talk to the bandit a bit later on. Would you like to sort of lead off into the studio? You might like to block your ears up for this one, because this is... Right. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely. Well, 0532 46 1000 is the number to ring, but we start with a little bit of music. Darrow, and I'll just have a quick look because I forgot what it's called. Darlow, and the video's called Hot. Right. Hi, I'm over here. That was Darlow and Hot, and this is what? Oh, over there. Right. Yes. Okay. As you can see, we put a full rehearsal into this. I'll just move my earpiece right over here. Now, Richard Thorpe is with me over here on his bike. Richard, nice to have you here. Richard, of course, better known to millions as, I was going to say Tubby Turner, but looking at you in your black leathers here from Emmerdale, that would be rude, wouldn't it?
Fatty will do.
Fatty will do. Now, you're obviously, you couldn't, this is a Honda Speedwing, is it? Or
A little less said about that,
is
the
it?
better, really.
But this is a much bigger and better looking bike than yours, Richard.
No, that's a bit vulgar. This is a classic. You know, this is a classic motorcycle which they have tried to imitate and come up with something a bit Art Nouveau, which is a
But
shame.
this has got air conditioning, radio, cruise control.
Cruise control, got it.
You've got cruise control.
Intercom?
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 Well, I'm sure
intercom?
it's got lots of knobs everywhere. I don't know if we can get a little bit. It's got loads of...
CB radio?
CB radio? No, but this has got a phone.
No, it hasn't got a phone. I'm having a phone in mine. I can see that hasn't got
It's got a phone. The phone aerial's at the back here, and the chap who owns the bike's taken it away.
No, that's not a phone.
There's a phone aerial here, Richard.
No,
Let's not argue about that.
No, that's his battery charger.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Richard's actually being fair. This is faster.
Yes. Is that important?
No, I suppose it's not. I suppose it's not. How long have you been interested in motorbikes, Richard?
About 20 years now.
Yeah.
When I got too fat for horses, I started riding bike. Well, Tetley's bought my horse, so I bought one of these.
So, I mean, motorcycle, we've got a bit of film of you at a place in America. If you look on the monitor, where is this?
This is in Sturgis in South Dakota.
Uh-huh.
It was the biggest motorcycle rally in the world. There were 537,000 Harleys turned up for that.
They're all Harley Davidsons?
Yep. Some poor chap tried to arrive on a Goldwing and, you know, they kicked him out to Carolina.
Oh, dear me.
It was like this. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
How long was it? Oh, I can see why you went there, yes.
Yes.
that
It
you?
reminded me of things I thought I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
There I go.
Is that you?
No, I was there for about 10 days. It was great. Absolutely wonderful.
Now, they're all quite big blokes, aren't they, as well? I mean, do Harleys actually attract large gentlemen?
Yes, I think it's in America, you see, I felt like Twiggy. I mean, I was half the size of most of them, and it made me feel very good.
What about stopping at light? I mean, this is on a stand, this one.
Yes.
But and I can't even, I don't know if you can see that, I can't actually touch the floor.
Well, it's because it's badly designed. This just sits beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sit with my feet on these footpads.
Can you? Yeah.
And not put them down, if you see
What
what I
I
mean.
don't have is I don't have anybody on the... You've got somebody on the back seat. Is this...
Yes, well, I was told about you, James, and I bought my minder. This is...
You were perfectly safe. I don't... You're perfectly safe, Alan.
No, this is Nicky Monroe here,
This
who,
is Nick-
as
hello,
I'm
Nicky.
sure you know, is the British and European ladies wrestling champion.
Oh, can we... She's
And
got
if
her
you
belt
give me
on.
any trouble at
Yes.
all, you'll hear about it.
Can I see that?
Yes,
That's
can you get to the bill?
Can we? Oh, we've got a. Yes,
Would you
we've got a
like
shot.
any more?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
Now
not anymore, Nicky, I can't take it.
you are Richard's regular passenger, are you?
I'm his minder.
You're his minder.
I am.
Yes. Do the Sunday newspapers know about this?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You
They
shut
will
up
do
and wait.
on Sunday.
Now, I mean, is it the bike or is it Richard? Which is it that you actually prefer?
Be very careful about this.
Actually, both.
They're so like, aren't they?
They are actually.
Large and
As
vulgar.
one.
As one, yeah. You probably, everybody heard, do I want to bring Ian in, who's sitting over here. Ian is actually, tell us where you're from, Ian. You're sitting on a new Triumph.
I am, yeah. I represent the Motorcycle Action Group, which is an organisation which endeavours to represent the political rights of motorcyclists.
Yeah.
What we try and do is we try and prevent motorcycling being interfered with by legislators that don't really necessarily understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
For example, Richard's bike here is threatened by noise regulations.
Well,
which
Richards is
so-
very quiet. I mean, compared
Absolutely,
with the
that's my
Bandit
point,
who
yeah.
came in earlier.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
But what is happening right now in Europe is that bureaucrats are going so crazy, they're proposing legislation ahead of all reason. And this bike, in a few years' time, if we don't succeed,
Yeah.
is going to become illegal.
Now, listen, Ian, we were supposed to have Dr. Maz Harris on the show tonight, representative of the Hells Angels, apparently, but he chickened out. He wouldn't appear on the programme. He didn't even bother to ring up and apologise. So obviously he's got something to hide, has he, do you think?
Am I being put on the spot here?
I don't know. Ian, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't think he has anything to hide. I mean, he has to speak for himself. I'm going to defend motorcycling, I'll defend the Motorcycle
Yeah.
Action Group, but I'm not going to defend anybody else.
Would you agree with me that motorcycles will be best kept as sort of instruments of entertainment rather than having them on the roads all the time? Perhaps only allow motorcyclists out on
Absolutely not.
weekends.
No, I mean, there's a dual purpose which motorcycles serve. For me, they're a source of enormous pleasure, and for a lot of people, particularly the people here, I would say,
Yeah.
they represent a great source of pleasure, which we don't want to interfere
They
with.
don't cause too many accidents. They don't sort of overtake on the inside, swerve in front of cars.
In most of the accidents involving motorcycles and other vehicles, it's the other vehicle which is to blame in the majority of cases.
OK, we're going to take this issue up a little later on, but first, don't go away, back in a couple of moments. Now, let's rev up. Morning, Dr. Richard.
Morning, Jay.
Busy morning this morning?
Yes, every morning is a busy one.
Yep. Let me just get scrubbed up. I am very fortunate. I have just been invited to take part in a very delicate operation. An operation, so far, that does not have a machine that can do it. Now, Richard, this is the operation that I've come to see. This is the rubbing of the Stilton cheese.
That's right, that's right. But what we're doing here, the cheese are being taken out of the moulds, brought through here, and as you can see, it's a very open texture on the outside of the cheese. And then we induce bluing at a later date. So what we have to do is create a natural barrier, and you do that purely by rubbing the side with a knife.
That technical, huh?
That's technical.
That technical, I see.
Unchanged since 1700, probably.
So this is something they've always done?
This is something...
Always rubbed up the cheese?
Certainly it's always been done
Yeah.
that I'm aware of, yeah.
And you've already put in the bacteria that makes it blue?
Yes, the bacteria, it's a strain of Penicillium roqueforti, and that goes in with the milk right at the beginning of the process.
Now this is, can I pick this one? My God, that's heavy.
Yeah, that's, that at this stage will be somewhere in the region of about 9 kg.
Yeah. Very heavy.
About 18 pounds.
Looks a
18
bit
and a
like
half pounds.
scrambled egg on the outside.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have a go at rubbing this one.
Good, very
Okay.
good.
Now, this is the technical part called rubbing the cheese. Is that right? This is Gaynor, and she's been doing it. How long have you been rubbing cheeses?
4 years.
4 years. So she's fairly adept at cheese rubbing. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Silly question, really. So, what do I? Is there any technical thing that I need to know?
Well, make sure the side is like that.
Bit like that.
Yeah.
Bit like that. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. But it's all crumbling away. I don't think that's. Is that how you're supposed to do it?
Do it that way as well.
You do it that? I'll do it that way as well. Okay. So, and this way. Hang on. All right. Okay. Yeah. 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 Do you get prizes for being a good cheese rubber? I mean, is there some sort of thing that makes you a better cheese rubber than anything else?
No.
Anything you practice at home to get this sort of wrist action or not?
Well.
Very nice indeed. Now, for those of you who may not have realised, because I didn't tell you before the break, the answer to this week's competition was in that film somewhere. Tough. Okay. This is Charles Metcalf. Charles is at the very last moment standing in for Oz Clarke, which is not a problem because Charles, of course, is the wine expert for the expert for this morning, and I haven't had a drop yet. That's the TV show with that terribly nice couple, Richard and Judy. That's it, yes. But Oz isn't so well, is he?
No, he's got filthy flu, and serve him right, he's been skiing twice this year already, so that's tough, Oz, isn't it?
You wine experts do lead the life of Riley, don't you?
Well,
Eh?
he does.
Don't you? I mean,
he does sometimes.
You're very high-living people, aren't you?
terribly,
You know, you go to the
terribly, yes.
best restaurants.
Well, yes,
the
a few
best
good restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can taste some nice wine.
How do you
I suppose.
become? I mean, Richard might be interested in this, but how do you become a wine expert?
Well, you have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
And drink a lot.
Yes, I mean, you have to
Yeah.
open a lot of bottles and see what they've got inside them and try it and taste it and sniff it and
Okay.
spit it out sometimes.
Right, now,
But,
we're not going to spit too much out, I
No,
hope.
no.
Our bikers from outside are now inside, in the audience.
Right.
Sue, we've got from the canteen. And Sue, we're gonna now have a wine and cheese party for these. Somebody described them as hairy-assed bikers. I thought it was rather disgusting. I mean, they look. It's a disgusting analogy, and I wish I hadn't said it. But a little culture amongst the bikers now, and we're going to sample some wine and taste some cheese. Shall we start with the cheese? We've got the wine.
yeah,
Let me start with the
okay.
cheese. This is the Stilton that you saw me rubbing up there. And very nice it is too.
Got anything else?
I rubbed it up, and I rubbed it up myself. Do you want to taste a little bit of this?
okay.
Tell me what you think about it.
I've got.
It has a very nice
surrounded with it,
nose.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, like yours.
Yeah,
It's
very nice.
just quite mouldy, isn't it? I mean, the mould is quite strong on the nose.
It's nice. Do you like it?
Yeah, very
Do you like it? Now, this rather wheezy or weepy one here, this isn't going to be released until... When is it going to be released?
It better be quick, I think.
June the 1st. Yeah, June the 1st.
It's running back to where it came from already.
Now, this is a soft cheese, a little bit like Dolciolata, but an English-made cheese, and it's a completely new thing. It's got some blue in
Quite
it, hasn't
difficult to get it off the plate.
But that is not bad, is it?
Good.
Do you like them?
That's really good.
What's that going to be called?
made?
Anybody know?
Great.
I know, I've got the cheese expert there. Cambridge Blue. You went to Oxford. Now, let's
Can we
get
try
into the
some of
wine.
my stuff?
Okay, right.
Right, we're starting off with an unpretentious little Chardonnay. deep from the heart of southern France, from the Ardèche.
Yes.
I'm afraid you only have Mickey Mouse mugs. I got a glass because this is
Yes.
tool of my trade.
What do we do? Spilled it on Tom Gilby's waistcoat now. Sorry about that, Tom, but I would like one of these that fits me. It's very nice.
It's not bad. You sniff it, you swirl it round.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really swirl now.
Can we get the bikers to do this? Could we test a little wine? I'd like to see some
Swirl it
bikers
round.
doing this. Can we
Don't swirl it too enthusiastically because you will find it will leap out of your Mickey Mouse
Yes,
mugs.
and
the
don't
slice of
drink it
prolongation.
because you're all riding Spit It Out.
It's not bad. It's rather a sort of spread, your spit. Well, I think that's...
That is a bit...
okay.
Behave yourself. Don't start taking advantage because you're in a wheelchair. You could be done for being drunk in that as well. What is... Right, let's listen to Charles. Let's listen to Charles. Right, now what's
We're
this?
now moving to the other end of the world. We're going to do a Cockatoo Ridge,
Yes.
southeastern Australia Chardonnay.
I like Australian wine.
So do I.
must admit.
So do I. We've
Yeah.
got two of them here because I like them too.
Yeah.
So does Oz.
Richard?
So do I.
Now this is
Yes.
Richard likes them as well.
Yes.
You swirl it round, you sniff it. Very sort of tropical fruity, passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit
I
and
can only
great
smell
amount of...
plastic
Yeah.
in
Well,
there.
that's because you've got a plastic mug.
Can
Sorry.
we have a, let's have a, let's
okay,
have a,
you can
let's
borrow
have-
mine.
Okay, so we swirl it around. Oh, the grapes are there. The grapes are there. The
Grapefruit,
sunshine.
passion fruit.
Yeah.
You can sort of feel the dingbats and the wallabies and...
the hats with the corks come out rather well.
But
there. What do
actually,
you think,
it's really wonderful, ripe Australian fruit. That's what it is. And can I have my glass back,
You
please?
use your time all, don't you?
That is delicious. Can we get a shot of the band while they're waiting on stage drinking this beer? I mean, look at that. I mean, for goodness sake.
I'm not convinced
Yes?
that this will go with any of the cheeses. There is one strange
Very
cheese
good,
here
Richard.
which seems to have
I hit
sort
the
of
bucket.
orange bits in it.
Well, that's rather nice.
What is that?
This is
Would you like
white.
to give us a guided tour to that?
This is white Stilton
Yeah.
with pieces of
Carrot?
Apricot.
Apricot.
And it's rather nice. Goes rather nicely with that wine.
I'm going to try again.
Is this the one we just... the one we've just been drinking?
Yeah.
I was spitting, I mean.
I like that one.
Right.
The French one I found was a bit acidy. I didn't like that.
It's not really very good for cheese. It's perfectly decent wine, but it's not really... This...
Do you like
I
that
swallow it
Australian
this
one? Is
time?
that nice? Are you quite enjoying that?
That actually goes very well.
They only usually drink beer, you see, but we brought them in here. They don't normally eat with knives and forks, so we thought they'd be okay with their fingers. What?
I always thought young conservatives and bikers were the greatest
Well, they are. They're all young
exponents of
conservatives and
wine and
bikers
cheese
as well.
parties.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
quite.
Yeah. Any of you into red wine?
Mine both.
Yeah. Oh, good. Tough. Well, we haven't got
That's
enough for you to have there, really, but we're going to get on to red wine.
That goes really well, actually. I think this
that
is a
is
very
nice.
funny cheese, but actually this very fruity Australian Chardonnay
Yeah.
and the funny little bits of apricot in the cheese
bring-
work very well.
It brings it out. Can you see the bits in the cheese there? It's rather nice. Can we?
That is very
Next
nice
wine.
indeed, I like that.
Okay, on to the next wine. Red. Yeah. You enjoy?
Now-
I'm not spitting this out, actually.
No, I didn't spit that one out either. Terrible.
And I have a bit more apricot. I think I'll take the bottle and disappear.
Yeah. Can we see?
Now, this one...
Can we see some of the audience spitting out whether they've got it? Could you try that bucket there?
to you.
Can we get a shot, madam? Could you just?
This has got to be stronger. It's killing the plastic stone dead.
Now. Very nice. That's good. Yes, very good.
Now, we're still in Australia. We're still in Australia.
Make sure
It's
you
red.
keep spitting it out. You're riding later. Right.
It's red, it's
Yes.
Australian, it's Cabernet Sauvignon. It's called Killawarra. You can
Killawarra?
just- yeah, you know, it's one of
Killawarra,
these
right?
strange native
Yeah.
Australian animals. And it comes from Coonawarra, which is a wonderful part, it's a very small part of southern Australia. It's a magical strip of red earth, which actually grows some of the greatest Cabernet Sauvignon wines in the world. This is Cabernet Sauvignon.
Do you know, I don't normally like red wine.
Do you not?
No, but I'm forcing myself to drink it now because people say it's good for you. I rather like...
Yeah. But
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
actually not like this?
I like that because it's not heavy and horrible. The sort of stuff in the 60s we used to... Let's get on to the last two. They're
brilliant.
shouting
Okay.
here. You know, if we overrun on
I
this
told
bit,
you,
I don't really
Charles.
mind because this is
Fine.
more entertaining.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
What are we doing now?
So, now what I'd like to make the point now, we're going to go to sweet wine.
Can I change my Mickey Mouse mug? I've got
No, we haven't got
nothing
anything.
but-
Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
you got
Richard.
one.
Yes, yes, here we are. Okay. Sorry, Richard. I thought you wanted a glass. You were going to be difficult. No. Right.
Now
what's
this is here
I just spat in that.
because the French sent
Oh,
it.
thanks,
to us.
Richard.
It's
No,
not
mine,
the wine
I
that I
mean.
would choose automatically, but actually it's a fortified muscat from the south of France, It's what they call a vin doux naturel, which means it's sweet and it's natural. Well, it's not natural because they add alcohol to it. But the point I want to make is that sweet wine goes very well with Stilton.
Ah, now, because Stilton and
Back to
Christmas
your
cake.
Stilton.
Yeah.
Right.
Stilton, oh,
Stilton, even better, Stilton and Tawny Port.
Quiet in the audience.
We're digesting.
It's wine and cheese.
It makes
You've
a
got
terrific...
Yeah, you've got to do one or two things when you're matching wine and food. Either you've got to pair similar things, or you've got to go for very sharply contrasting opposites.
Let me just...
Stilton
hang on.
is
This young
salty.
lady down here in the front, can we swing on to this young... What was that face for? You didn't... What?
You didn't like it?
I didn't like that one.
Well, is it because it's just a sweet wine?
Here. Eat this with... Try this with it, okay? Try that with it.
Oh, no, it's green.
Okay. All right, one more wine to go.
Yes,
One
okay.
more wine to go. We better
This
go.
is another sweet one, again from the south of France.
Yeah.
This comes... One more wine over there.
Yes.
Muscat de Rivesaltes.
Okay.
Down there on the southern coast, it's muscat grapes. It's grapey. This is
this
the one
is-
wine in the world that is grapey.
This is with the Stilton again.
This is with the Stilton again. It's a different version of the same thing made by a very beautiful woman called Chantal Comté.
You can taste the beauty of that woman in there, can't
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Extraordinary.
I
Yeah.
can't remember how you did that. Sorry.
Okay, listen, that's great. We're going to come back and talk some more in a bit, Charles. Would you mind helping clear the set? Because I've got to get on.
sure.
We're running over now.
Does that mean
And,
we drink it all?
and I've got to get on with the mail. We had a number of letters after the programme. You carry on.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
A number of letters. Sorry about that. We had a number of letters after the programme a couple of weeks ago about left-handedness and dyslexia and stuff like that. Can we move this along, please? Can somebody come and help the guys? Robert of Preston wrote, amongst many letters, when people notice I'm left-handed, they treat me as if I'm suffering from some terrible illness. There have been some very talented left-handed people, including Albert Einstein, who, of course, was dyslexic as well, and definitely not stupid. Keith from Leeds. This is a very, very sad letter. Keith from Leeds had this horror story to tell you. He says, I was adopted in the late 50s and sent to school in the enlightened 60s. I found it impossible to absorb anything that I was taught on the academic side, though I excelled at art. I was sent to a child psychologist who diagnosed that my insistence on using my left hand was a way of seeking attention. As a result, I was taken away from, and this is a very serious, I would like, actually, I know funny things going on, but listen to this. And perhaps all those teachers at the NUT conference recently will take this in and take it on board. As a result, I was taken away from my adopted parents, he says, and placed in a local authority care, where I was given lessons for 6 hours a day and punished if I failed to reach preset targets. One teacher even used to tie my left hand behind my back to stop me from using it. Now, this was only in the 60s, remember that, okay? This caused me a number of problems in later life until I decided to get help. Now, although my written English is still poor, I am able to express myself and do basic admin with the help of a dictionary and a typewriter. Great, fantastic. Remember that if you don't excel in an academic subject, you may be dyslexic, there may be some other problem, but sure as anything, you're not stupid. And hopefully a lot of the teachers will take that in. We had lots of letters, and hopefully we will be able to talk to you more about that later. But as we're running over and lots of wine and everything else, we have to now have a little live music for you. Now this, all right guys, finish the booze. These guys in rehearsal were so loud, I think I've perforated an eardrum. So when I've introduced them, I shall be dashing off this way. They are, in fact, the Wild Hearts, and nothing ever changes!
James Wells, absolutely brilliant. But why don't they sell nimble bread anymore?
I think James Whale needs a toupee. Hello, James. I thought you ought to know that there are kinds of dyslexia. My husband is sexually dyslexic. Sad. Very sad.
Oh, can you be dyslexic? Is it slate dyslexic? Or it took me 3 minutes to ring this number because I kept... hello, Mr. Well. Hey, James, I'm holding the phone with my left hand at the moment. Does this mean I've got a problem, or does this mean that my right hand is doing things that I shouldn't be doing with it? P-A-R-M-E-S-A-N spells Parmesan. P-A-R-M-E-S-A-N spells Parmesan. P-A-R-M-E-S-A-N spells Parmesan.
I've got my cucumber, it's like a piece of string. I've got my cucumber.
Yeehaw!
If you don't have time to write a letter, but nonetheless wish to pass on to that charming Mr. Well your views on his programme, or perhaps to suggest a subject which you'd have him deal with, then Whaley's call box is for you. Ring 0898 46 1000 and speak after the tone.
Call box. 0898 46 1000. Call box.
Must have been pretty powerful stuff, that guitar breaking like that, really. Charles, I've got up on the back of the bike at the moment, which is not what I planned on, but never mind. A couple of calls. Roger from Harrow. Hello, Roger.
Hello, James.
Yes, Roger.
Yeah. Well, I'm rather annoyed about this new EEC regulation about cheeses.
Yes.
Apparently, we have to transport the square cheeses, oblong-type ones. And
I like your
I formed a campaign for real... Well, such for round cheeses. Keep our real cheeses.
Yeah.
I think we'll have them.
Roger.
Yes.
Thank you. That was Roger from Harrow. We'll be taking some more calls a little later. Martin, let's squeeze Martin from Finchley. You're enjoying this, Richard, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
It's
yes,
rather
yes,
like being
yes.
in Emergency Ward 10, but in the psychiatric unit,
Yes.
okay? Martin,
like
hello. Martin?
Yes.
Yes? All right, Martin.
Yes, hello there, James.
Are you taking something for it?
Oh, I am indeed, yes.
Good, thank you very much indeed, Martin. I'm sorry about that. What can you do? We'll take a break. Back in a couple of moments.
Out support the James Whale Radio Show! In support the James Whale Radio Show!
Okay, welcome back. You can hear in the background at the moment strains of some wounded animal, and we'll find out what that is a little bit later on. You all right there, Bandit? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Good, okay, fine. Let me just I'm going to come around and talk to a few more. These are the heavy metal... who are you?
The Motorcycle Action Group of East Yorkshire.
Motorcycle Action Group, yeah.
Yes,
What sort of action do you need? Can you turn that way around onto there? There we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you need action?
Yes, definitely.
What sort of action?
We need some serious action in the local governments and also in the European governments.
Yeah, you do? Why is that?
Yes, definitely. Because we've been forced off the road by unnecessary legislation.
Yeah.
As you said earlier about the noise laws.
Yeah. Do you think bikes are a bit antisocial, though, really? I mean, when you get them all rushing... I know on a weekend past my place, it's like the Isle of Man TT races.
Yeah, we have the problem with the younger element, but basically they either mature into mature bikers or they get cars.
These are actually, it's an interesting point, these are actually guys who are riding big 750 machines in all the leathers, all the business, and going perhaps 150 miles an hour if they can.
The bikes are possible to do 150 miles an hour. Every motorcycle has a throttle. It's up to them. If they use it irresponsibly, that we cannot help that. We don't want them to do that. We want them to abide by the law, so basically it doesn't screw it up for us. Or we're going to go into motorcycling into later life. We have the problem that people are maybe motorcycling for 5 years, and they will, cause havoc in those 5 years and get a car.
Okay, right, let's move up here. Of course, motorcycles can be very, very dangerous things as well, and it looks... look, you've been causing me a lot of problems tonight. I don't... not that...
George Ridgeon Racing.
The what?
The George Ridgeon badge.
Have you been drinking? Who's been giving him wine? He's in... Listen...
I'm under the influence of alcohol now, as some
you
people
are, aren't you? For goodness, and you're in a wheelchair as well. I mean, you can't be doing that.
Who's driving me tonight?
I don't know who's driving you tonight.
Yes, how did I get in this, James?
Well, I don't know. How did you get in this? Do you want to interview yourself as well?
1981, I was a fireman, and we turned up at a fire with 4 men for a chimney fire. It turned out to be a house fire. There was a man hanging out of a window. And I went up to see how he was, and I made a decision to try and get him out. I woke up in hospital the next day with a
So it
broken
had nothing
neck.
to do with the motorbike?
No, I fell off him a few times. You noticed my nose? Which camera? bent twice.
But you still allow people to strap you to motorbikes and ride you around,
Yes,
don't you?
Mick Grant, 7-time TT winner, did that in 1983 in the Manx Grand Prix. It was a Diamond Jubilee. Everybody wanted to ride round, and I managed to do it.
I've got a bit of culture coming up now, OK?
Have you?
Yeah, hang on a minute. We'll come back in a moment. Behave, all right? Look after that. Turn it off and look after that. Now, you may be surprised to know that some bikers like a little bit of culture. You probably won't be surprised, of course, if I say that Saturday nights, Friday nights, maybe tonight as well, bikers get together in a pub, have a few drinks, have a few drinks, and then they start setting about each other. Well, we thought we'd bring you a little instruction in the art of self-defence by some gentlemen behind me called the Royal Liberty Morris Men, but we've renamed them the Heavy Metal Morris Men, as you will see in a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to watch this very, very carefully indeed. Take it away!
Let's start!
Competition time. Those were the Heavy Metal Morris Men, and I wanted them to come back on the programme. We had them on film about a year ago, but after they appeared in that awful programme, which was called... What was it called? Barrymore. I thought they could come back and get some credibility, because that was, you know, it was a lack of credibility, wasn't it, really? Richard wants me to go in and talk about Emergency Ward 10. I don't think we have time. Competition this evening. What? 20 years to time? That's a long time, really. I used to sit there and watch a staff nurse...
Yes.
When I was young, I mean, she was my pin-up. She was my pin-up.
She was mine. I was with her.
You were, weren't you? Yeah. Anyway, never mind. This week's competition, ring the competition line if you know what makes the blue bits in Stilton cheese. What makes the blue veins in Stilton cheese? It was in the film earlier. I forgot to tell you to look. Shut up! Motorcyclists, you can't take them anywhere. So what makes the blue bits in Stilton cheese? So that's that. Good. Oh, ring this number. Ring the number. 0898 500 111. 0898 500 111. Oh, and the prize. What is the prize? Have we got a shot of the prize? A selection of wines. Oh, there we are. Very nice it is too. A selection of wines and some cheese from Oddbins. Yes, is that a year's supply from Oddbins for me now? Year's supply? Thank you very much indeed. And Richard and I. And Charles, of course, gets it free anyway, don't you?
You can't afford
yeah, OK. Well, Ian is still over there, aren't you? Ian, are you... Yes, OK over there. Before we go back to the calls, Ian, and we haven't spoken to you very much, I mean, motorcyclists do have a bad image, whatever Richard says over here. And I must confess, after this evening's programme, they're all, I mean, they're really nice people. I mean, I don't know why they shouldn't be. I mean, those people who wear earrings aren't all bad. But why is it that some motorcyclists seem to feel they've got to play Evel Knievel on the motorways and round the sort of back lanes of the country?
God knows.
I mean, I know motorcar drivers do it too, but motorcyclists really seem to go...
I've really no idea. I mean, I don't like doing that. A lot of the members of the Motorcycle Action Group get more pleasure out of just cruising around fairly slowly, taking pleasure in the customisation and the artistic value of the bikes. And you'll find that this organisation, MAG, spends a lot of time doing very good PR for motorcycling, whether it's pet food runs, charity runs, things like that, raising a lot of funds for charity. And I think we've assisted with raising the profile and the good image of motorcycling.
The trouble is, are they going and raising money for charity for people who've been injured in motorcycle accidents, you see?
Well, that's not usually their own. That's not usually their own fault.
Bandit, shut up. Yeah.
So I certainly wouldn't blame them for that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to preserve a lifestyle, and that's essentially what the Motorcycle Action Group is trying to do.
We haven't talked about the decline of the British motorbike in this programme because it's not really what we're doing. But I see that you are sitting on a brand new Triumph.
I seem to be, yes.
But is it? I know you don't know too much about it, but I mean, I wonder if any of it is Japanese or is it all British made?
Not my prime area of concern, but I would imagine a certain amount of it, perhaps the electrics.
Yeah.
I understand the engine is essentially British.
Yeah. Let's take a couple more calls. Richard in Doncaster. Richard, hello.
Hello?
Yes, Richard.
I just wonder why all these, I mean, they are all dirty and greasy and airy ass, aren't they?
I beg your pardon, Richard, we didn't hear that.
Well, I mean, are they injected with something to make them like this, or...?
They're all dirty and greasy, Richard.
Yeah.
I will hand your phone number to them over after the show, OK? That's good. David, up there in Glasgow. Hello, David.
Hello, James.
Are there motorcyclists in Glasgow, David, or not?
Yes, of course there is, James.
I see. Are you one of them?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I'd like to express my extreme disapproval at the laws which the EEC is trying to pass right now in Parliament.
Hang on, which law was that?
It's like type approval, the 100 brake horsepower limit, etc., etc., noise limits, which are just one of the few laws which they're trying to pass in Europe right now, which the Motorcycle Action Group is doing a very good job battling against, you know.
David, thank you very much indeed for that. Sorry, Charles, we didn't get around to talking any more about wine, but you've enjoyed being on the back with me, have you?
I have, enormously.
OK, well, Richard, do you mind if we swap pillions or not?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I feel lost without my mind.
OK, well, I'm sorry we didn't get round to many calls tonight. If you'd like to ring the answer phone on 0898 46 1000, then we'll use some of your calls, I promise, on next week's show. Next week's show is all about, Cecil? Lies and advertising. Do they go hand in hand or not? We will also have the editor of the Sunday Sport with us, so that could mean anything will happen. Have a nice weekend from all of us. Good night.